demanded the investigation how one Congress to investigate military buying Muslim prayer data. So this is serious. It's to do with our security and our privacy. Now I want to see what digital around in the world year 2020. We are going to move next couple of weeks in year 2021. Now we already reached 7.79 billion population in the world. Unique mobile phone is 515 billion. Internet user 457 and active social media 3.96. So the unique mobile phone is higher than the internet users. This specific, I want to skip this. This is social media around the world. I think you can see the 3.96 is active social media. Social media penetration versus total population 51%. So more than half of the population in the world can access to social media, and it grows 310.5% every year. Okay. This is quite interesting. The highest, this my friends from Philippines, you are the highest person spend a day using internet, times per day spent using internet. They survey 16 to 64 by Sweet. Philippines spends 9 hours 45 minutes. Then followed by Thailand in Southeast Asia, followed South Africa, Brazil, Colombia. But in Southeast Asia, Thailand is 9 hours 1 minute. Then Argentina, Mexico, Indonesia, 7 hours 59 minutes, only 1 minute less than 8 hours. Malaysia, after Indonesia, 7 hours 57 minutes. Then Singapore is 6 hours 48 minutes. The average in the world 6:43. I don't see the Australia. This Australia. Australia is 5 hours 51 minutes. Quite interesting. Vietnam is 6 hours 30 minutes. Quite interesting. The developed countries like Japan, Netherlands, Germany, Denmark, France, Belgium, South Korea, Austria, Switzerland, UK, Spain, and Australia, Ireland, even China, they spend less. Australia spend 5 hours, but France, this one, Germany less than 5 hours, 4 hours 52 minutes, Netherlands 4 hours 37 minutes, and Japan 4 hours 22 minutes. Developed countries spend less, but developing countries like Philippines, South Africa, Brazil, Colombia, Thailand, Argentina, Indonesia, Malaysia spend more. Almost 1/3 of our life daily we spend on internet. Is it good news or bad news? We discuss later. Okay. This is in Myanmar. You have 22 million. Then the social media users compared to total population is 41%. So you are below average because the average is 51% and increasing 6.6% year. Then the percentage of active social media using mobile phone is 100%. So meaning that all mobile users have internet, have the social media application or use social media. Then Philippines, 98%, 67% of the social media. This is increasing by 8.1%. Your population is 73 million. And you are the highest spend internet a day. But maybe around, not Mindanao, maybe just in Luzon or, in Manila. I'm not sure. The studies are. Then Cambodia, 9.7 million. Your social media is 58%, increasing by 17%. This is quite high. I mean, it's very fast, 17%, and 100% of your mobile users have social media. Okay, this is Australia, 18 million. 71% is the social media users compared to total population, and 98% of your social media use mobile phone. And this your increasing number of social media users are only 4.3%. to compare with Cambodia 17%. This one 4.3% only. Okay. This daily time span, I will skip this, and this is the basically the gist here. They keep increasing by 7%. So Cambodia is more than the average. Then of course there are a lot of social media users, and social media is here to stay. It's not going to go away easily. And then what is social dilemma? After we discovered social media, and what is social dilemma? Okay, I want to go to this definition first. This what Tristan Harris is a former Google design ethicist, and now he's a co-founder of Center for Human Technology. He said, if something is a tool, generally it's just sitting there, waiting patiently. If something is not a tool, it's demanding things from you. It's seducing you. It's manipulating you. It wants things from you. We move away from tools that base technology environment to an addition. I repeat, to an addition and manipulation. Addition and manipulation use technology environment. So he said social media isn't a tool waiting to be used. It has its own goals. It has its own means pursuing them by using psychology against you. And he also quote the MIT Twitter study said, fake news travels 6 times faster than true news. Okay. Okay. Then I think some of them is here or they are mentioned just now. Just to quote the yellow quotation here, social media start to dig deeper and deeper down into the brain stem and takes over kids' sense and self-worth and identity. I would like you to read this book, Glow Kids, and Professor Kadaras, neuroscientist from United States, he said that the e-games, e-sport is the digital drug. So, and a lot of studies, research done, you can find the data in this book. So, is Glow Kids by Professor Kadaras. Okay. All right. And this is Jaron Lerner, father of virtual reality. Quite interesting. We have created a world in which online connection has become primary, especially for younger generation. And yet in the world, anytime two people connect, the only way it's financed through sneaky third person. It's quite interesting. When I read this, it reminded me about the hadith where Rasulullah said, when two person non-mahram sit next to each other, the third party or third person is shaitan. So I don't know whether social media is the shaitan or not, but this is what Jared Lerner said. And another one, the slide, I don't have it here, but the Rosenstein, the former Facebook and I think Google's engineer, he said when they come up with the like button, actually they want to spread or to viral the happiness. But what happened, in the real things happen when people get depressed because they don't have enough likes. So they are sad because don't have enough likes. So this is what's happening. Okay, now I want to share with you what's in parallel concept of ICT and Islam. Rasulullah SAW, the one who started the telecommunications technology, where he assigned the Sahaba in the Arafah, Mount Arafah, to repeat after him. When he transmit, the Sahaba receive, then Sahaba repeat. That time we don't have Zoom, we have the speaker or microphone. We just listen. The Sahaba just receive, Rasulullah SAW transmit, Sahaba receive, and Sahaba transmit. So this is now we have the concept of transmitter, receiver, and repeater. Okay. Then we also have concept of firewall in Surah Al-Kahfi when Allah SWT asks Zulkarnain to erect the wall to protect from Ya'juj Ma'juj. Now we have the concept of firewall to contact from hackers and crackers. Then we have authentication source in Surah Al-Hujurat. Actually, I have the books here. I have 10 lessons of the Surah Al-Hujurat in the social media. If this one in Malay, but this book published by us, several professors here. So I can quote here. We have 10. You can read Surah Hujurat from this first chapters, first ayah, first surah. First, Allah SWT asks us to sabar, patient. Then fatabayanun, as this ayah. Then fa'aslihu, you have to make peace. Then wa'aqsitu, you have to adil. Wa'asitur, wa'aqsitu, then la yashkar. Do not what you call it, cynical or belittle others. Then the wala talmizu, do not what you call it, degrade others. Then wala tanabazu, do not call others by the names that hurt them. Then ijtanibu kathiran minal aldan, do not have negative thought. Then wala tajassasu, do not spying or stalking on others. Wala yataqab, do not backbiting. So this is 10 what you call it, tips on the media social. Okay, I move on. Then biometrics, also Surah Al-Qiyamah, in Surah Al-Qiyamah, verses 3 and 4. Then GIGO, their concept of garbage in, garbage out. What we process, good input, good process, good output. Then we have this storage in Surah Al-Yasin when Allah said, A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Al-yawma naqtimu ala afwaihim wa tukallimuna aydihim wa tashhadu arjuluhum bima kanu yaksibun. That day, on the day of judgment, we will seal over their mouth, and their hands will speak to us, and their feet will testify about what they used to. I just wonder, when I first time read this ayah, how the hand will speak, how the hands, the leg, the feet will become witness. So, but in the now, even we can see the technology. This is human technologies and versus Allah technology. This discovered by Professor Dr. Lord Resti from North Carolina Universities. He has only 1 gram DNA. Is 1 gram DNA is equivalent to 145 trillion CDs. You want to put in the MP3 or MP4, it can store 163,000 centuries of data. Only 1 gram. So in our body, the whole weight is our DNA, our hair, our sweat, our bones, our all kinds of in our body is a DNA, and they can store the data. Okay, all right. Then this is the DNA computing. We discuss like Allah. We develop computers just 0 and 1, but Allah SWT develop us or create us with ACTG with 4 variables at least. Then this is the Cat's Eye Nebula, the NASA Hubble Space Telescope, but the description by Allah SWT in Al-Quran Surah Al-Rahman is more accurate when Allah says is waddatan kaddihan. It's like a rose colored like oil. It's not just a Cat's Eye Nebula, but it's rose colored like oil. And when this heaven is split upon, it's like a exploding star 3,000 light years away. Then this I want to share with you the concept of cryptography or security. The one who invent or is from Yusuf Al-Kindi. Here at the same time is the director of Baitul Hikmah. From this cryptography, or we call it the crypto analysis. We can come up with these encryption and decryption, and we are using this technology for Bitcoin, blockchain, and all these using this encryption and decryption or user Al-Kindi method. So how, and then now I want to start to this Imam Shafi'i, Imam Shafi'i memorized Al-Quran age 7. He memorized fiqh Imam Malik age 10, and he able to give fatwa age 17. But how he spent the night? 1/3 of the night he studying, and 1/3 of the night, of course, sleeping, and 1/3 of the night he's make ibadah. But you can see 1/3 of days we spend on internet. I don't know how about internet during the night. So this is to compare what our great scholars. Then next is Al-Biruni. He is can speak several languages: Arabic, Persian, Turks, Hebrew, Sabani, and Sanskrit. Then this Ibn Rushd. He only took 2 days. Took only 2 days for his holiday in his entire life, because 3 days were the day his father passed away and the day he got married. So, but we got married, I think, I don't know, Alfin, how long you spent, got married, maybe 1 month. So this is, mine is only 1 week. Alfin, how many you spent for your marriage last time? 1 week or 1 month?
1 week, 1 week, yes.
Yeah, 1 week, yeah, it's normal 1 week, yeah. Okay,
officially
but,
1 week.
yeah, but for Ibn Rushd, only 1 day. So this is amazing. Yeah, this is their life for Golden Age civilization. This is Al-Farabi. He is all-rounder scholar. He's philosopher. He's mathematician. He's scholars in logic, political science, psychologist, excellent composer, performer, astronomer. He's a mathematician. He's a political scientist. And he's not just said this music is haram, but he's composed the halal music and using technology. So this is Al-Farabi. A lot of scholars nowadays just say this haram, this haram, this haram. When I say which one is halal, then he don't know, because we just focus in our area. Like for example, Usuluddin. Computer science. IT. We cannot talk about Islam. We cannot hadith. We cannot talk about Quran. So now we want to produce integrated scholars, integrated academia, integrated leaders. Okay, now this is Abbas Ibn Firnas. We've been taught that Wright brothers that invented the flying machine. No, it's Abbas Ibn Firnas. Then we have Al-Hasan Aitab, Yunus Al-Masri. Al-Hasan Ibn Haytham is founder of optic. Then we have this Jabbar Ibn Hayyan, father of chemistry. From this Arabic word, alcohol become alcohol, kimia, or this chemistry. Muhammad Al-Khwarizmi, we have from his name, we have the term called algorithm. Then algebra from the book Al-Jabir. Ibn Sina, Ibn Sin, Ibn Zuhur. Okay. All right. And then this was statement by California, former CEO of Hewlett Packard. She said, "Is architect design buildings that define gravity. Is a mathematician created the algebra algorithm that would enable the buildings of computer, the creation of encryption. Its doctors examine the human body, found new cures for disease. In fact, the vaccine for COVID-19, the first announcement by Pfizer, the couple's Turkish from Turkish. He's a Turkish. They stay in German, so they the one that come up with the vaccine for COVID-19. Its astronomers look into heaven, name the stars, pave the way for space travel exploration. Its writers created thousands of stories encourage in romance and magic. When other nations were afraid of ideas, this civilization thrived on them and keep them alive. When censors threatened to wipe out knowledge from past civilization, this civilization keep the knowledge alive and pass it into others. And while modern Western civilization shares many of this trade, the civilization I'm talking about, Islamic world, from the year 800 to 1600, which include the Ottoman Empire, the courts of Baghdad, Damascus, Cairo, and enlightened rulers like Sulaiman Munificent. Although we are often unaware of our indebtedness to this other civilization, its gifts are very much a part of our heritage. The technology industry would not exist without the contribution of Arab mathematicians. But I want to correct this, Dr. Habib Siddiq. It's just not Arab, but also Muslim, Persian, Andalusia, European, the Northern African, even Asian, like for example, the Zhong sheep. The Zhong sheep is our nation, like in this area, Cambodia, Champa, Malaysia, Indonesia, Brunei, maybe the area of Myanmar or Indonesia, Thailand. We developed the sheep bigger than Chinese and the European sheep. And because our sheep can go against the wind. So this is the scholars just found how they copy the big sheep. The sheep is very big. Okay. Okay. Now introduce the concept of ICT and the computer is the hardware, but the computer cannot run without the software. But who developed and code the program is the peopleware. But most important thing is in the peopleware is the hardware. Qalbun Salim. Okay, the hadith by Rasulullah said, there is beware in the body, there is a piece of flesh. If it's sound, the whole body is sound or hasana, kullu jasad hasana, but it's corrupt or sayyat, kullu jasad sayyat. And that one, and haqqan is the heart. Rasulullah mentioned the heart. And this is by Thomson. Thomson said, when we move from data, the computer start with data, process data and become information. Information has value, become knowledge. The highest knowledge is wisdom. And Thomson said, when you have wisdom, you have compassion. But I hear another character, when you have wisdom, you also have merciful. So wisdom have merciful and compassion. Who is the most merciful and most compassionate? Is Allah SWT. So we actually, from newborn baby like a data, we move to higher and closer to Allah SWT. We want to have the more merciful and more compassionate. And the most, of course, Allah SWT. And closer to Allah is Rasulullah SAW. We want to closer to Rasulullah SAW, also close to Allah SWT. And if we don't do anything, then we come back to social dilemma. From the first written word to now, we are also shortcut, short form, and we don't spell long sentences. We even the whole word, we just make acronym. And this becomes social dilemma. We should move to information conscious technology, to knowledge technology, to wisdom technology. And we don't do anything, we go down like the red arrow, we should go to the green arrow. And this is quite interesting. When Tristan Harris, the former Google's engineers, he said that why we are facing this problem in social dilemma, because we have artificial social system, overwhelming artificial intelligence, and we have extractive intention economy, equal to downgrading of human. We said while we are upgrading the machine, computers and so on, we have been downgrading our humanity. Then his solution to change to artificial social system to human social system, to change to overwhelming AI to human AI, extractive incentive to regenerative incentive. But he also said that we have to come up with the ultimate or supreme reward. I can understand where he come from, but for us as Muslim, what is our ultimate and supreme reward? It's from Allah SWT, Mardatillah, the Jannah, the heaven. This is what we're looking for. So all these kind of things, if we have this as Quran and Sunnah, inshallah, we can go and chart our proper directions. And this is, I introduced the Makasih Sharia, how to solve in social media. Then this is one example. We have to protect religion, protect life, protect wealth, mal, protect lineage or marwah, and protect the intellect. Okay. Then this is, and I said here, if ICT plus social media, ICT and social media plus Makasih Sharia, we become rahmatan lil alamin. Then I put Al-Farabi concept when we should promote the truth, inculcate love for knowledge, and achieve happiness, we promote good deeds. What's the time now, Alfin? Okay. And
Prof, you have another.
Okay.
Sorry.
10 minutes, 40 minutes. Okay. Okay. Then I have to explain this.
You have another 30 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So I go a little bit fast. I thought I'm running out of time because people keep coming. So I thought is Prof Aslam's already here. So Al-Madani, Al-Farabi said, if we promote the truth, look at ourselves in the media social or social media nowadays. We promote the truth or we promote the fake or fitna? Number two, Al-Farabi said we should inculcate love of knowledge. Are we inculcate love of entertainment? Are we inculcate love of knowledge? To ask ourselves. Number three, we should achieve happiness. I add here achieve happiness in the Sharia framework, because sometimes now you take drug, you take all these, you achieve happiness, but it's not Sharia based. So, are we achieve happiness or promote happiness in social media? But unfortunately, we make our friends sad and make fitna and backbiting. This is happening now. And finally, promote good deeds. Are we promote good deeds in social media or we promote bad deeds? Nowadays, we have a gambling, we have this scam, all this in the media social or social media. Okay, this is my framework where I put Allah SWT is the highest. And of course, Allah SWT give us a Quran and Sunnah by Rasulullah SAW. Then there are a few more concepts. I just put here two concepts that are popularized, Madani society and Makasih Sharia. There's more, of course, other concepts. Then the middle here is the hardware. For me, the hardware must link direct to Allah SWT. Then the influence our behavior, people where influence our data information and influence our knowledge and wisdom, then influence our hardware and software. So then and finally, this is the last slide. I will just open to, we are moving from, we begin actually from data. Computer begin with data. Data is mean nothing. It's just 0 and 1, 4 and 3, A and C. It doesn't mean anything. You process those data, become information. Information that has value become knowledge. Not all information has knowledge, is knowledge. Only information has value become knowledge. That's why, you know, in internet or in social media, there are a lot of information, but not necessarily is knowledge. But the knowledge, the highest knowledge is wisdom. Then when we study data, they have data structure, data communication, discrete data, and we process it, become information. We have information society, information workers. We have also data workers. Then we move on. Now we have knowledge economy. We have knowledge society, knowledge workers, knowledge management, and knowledge communication. But the highest, I think we don't reach this level yet. Or sometimes it depends on individual. Like for example, this is just insan, data just insan, then Muslim, then knowledge become mu'min, and the highest wisdom is muhsin. When you have muhsin or wisdom, you have wisdom, we have compassionate and merciful. And we know who is the highest, is the most merciful, the most compassionate is Allah SWT. And when we don't have wisdom, when we don't have merciful and most compassionate, we are far away from Allah SWT. We go down to data. It's like a machine. It's like transformer. It's like robot. It's like artificial intelligence. They don't have mercy and compassion. Even it's worse than animal. Even animal take care of their cat, take care of the kitten. The dog take care of the puppies. The bird take care of the birdies. But now human being, they just left their babies, their children, because they don't have mercy and compassion. So we can be ahsan taqwim, the best creation, but we also can be the worst creation if we don't have merciful and compassionate. So IR 4.0, artificial intelligence, big data analytics, all and social media should based on this merciful and compassionate based on the hardware. So based on the Madani society and based on the maqasid Sharia. So then wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So I open to the floor. Ask any questions. Pass back to you, Alvin. We have 90 minutes.
Prof.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Prof. So, Alhamdulillah, we are grateful to your presentation. So, recently you have touched on digital dilemma, digital drug, ICT and Islam, maqasid Sharia, peopleware, and then the framework of Rahmatan lil Alameen toward a Madani society. So, Alhamdulillah, Prof, now we are opening the floor to participants if they have any question. We have about 20 minutes. So,
yes. Tafadhal. Any discussion, any comment, any questions is open to the floor.
Okay, the participant, please.
Yeah,
I have a question. Thank you so much, Professor Fauzan, for your very wonderful presentation. And I have learned a lot. And one among the things that you have shared us is related to the internet usage. I was kind of shocked when seeing that those data, because prior to your presentation, I thought developed countries are using more internet than the developing, but actually not. So my question is like, what should the Muslim community follow? Which way? I mean, like, should we use less internet and follow the footsteps of our past Muslim scholar that you mentioned, like we spend less on internet and do other things, or should we adapt to this new digital era? Should we use more internet? And if so, like if we should use more internet, then what are some of the dilemma that we should be avoided on behalf of Muslims besides the four that Al-Farabi just mentioned?
Thank you, Radha. Very good questions. And first, I promote the ICT and social media. But I think the first ayah that Rasulullah received from Allah SWT is talk about Al-Qalam. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم. Allah said, read اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق. Read in the name of Allah, the one who created you. And here also Allah defined what is qalam. Alladhi allama bil qalam allama al insana ma lam ya'lam. And there are hadith sahih in tafsir Ibn Kathir, surah when he give tafsir surah Al-Qalam, he said the first creation, inna awwal ma khalaqa Allah al-qalam. The first creation that Allah created is Al-Qalam. Now, what we use with this qalam? We use qalam or pen in our definition. We write, we store, and we share the knowledge. Now, what is technology to write, to and store and share knowledge? Is a mobile phone. Can be a notebook, can be MacBook, can be anything as long as to write, to store and share knowledge. Can be Zoom, can be Facebook, can be Twitter, can be anything as long as write and store and share knowledge. But Iqra bismi rabbikal ladzi khalaq. Read in the name of Allah, the one who created you. We use Facebook, we use Zoom, we use Twitter, but in the name of Allah who created you. Because alladzi allama bil qalam, Allah the one who taught you how to use qalam. Qalam can be this qalam. This is qalam technology. So I suggest that we don't throw away all this social media or ICT or this technology, but we balance out. Like Shafi, he spent 1/3 of the night of the studying, 1/3 of the night sleeping, and 1/3 of the night ibadah. The same thing should we follow. We that's why we have the 5 times a day prayer, because to manage Fajar, then Zuhur, Asar, Maghrib, Isha, 5 times there are break in between. So I suggest we just spend 4 hours a day on the internet or in the social media. Then because we also have to live in the real world. We said virtual, but do not throw them away. So this is like a knife, can cut an apple, can kill a people. Okay, any more question from Pinky or by Aisha?
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam, Maadil. Yes.
Yeah,
Can I see
okay.
your face, Maadil?
Oh, sure.
Okay, no problem. Okay, go ahead. Your question is more important.
Can you see me now, Prof?
Yeah. With handsome guy. Wassalam.
All right. So actually, my question actually, I mean, first and foremost, I think I'd like to bring everyone to the context of the data that you presented a while ago. I mean, it's actually, yes, and I agree with you. There's no doubt that why there's this like the Philippines is the highest of all the internet users. In first and foremost, because in the context of as far as the young people in the Philippines is concerned, we're actually facing a variety of like challenges and factors that actually affect us so much and threatens our, I would say, like threatens the freedom of in terms of like going out and then engage, because there's this the notion of red tagging, a political issue. So now the engagement of young people, may it be Muslim or not, become political at some point. So that's why young people today is very active in terms of using social media. So they use Facebook, at the same time they use also Twitter. Is Twitter actually is the best, I mean, for them. Now, well, personally, I actually spend I spend that not that much in internet. I only go to internet if I need like Zoom meeting. Anyway, going on with your presentation, it's actually interesting to note that there is this like, it's never been highlighted, the Islamic perspectives towards how we embrace internet today. Okay. Because with your topic about this.
Hello, Madia, you still there? Okay, if you're not there, I can understand your question. So how are we going to use it from Islamic perspective? First, I said just now for our previous question, you have to manage your time. Manage your time properly. Second is use this like few concepts like Maqasid Sharia, like they have 5 concepts of Maqasid Sharia. Then Al-Farabi, Ahmadi Swatil, 4. First, promote the truth. Are we promote the truth or lies or fake news? Number 2, even they make money, they call it fakery. They can make $10,000 a month just to make fake news. And recently, the Indian, this is discovered by United States and the European intelligence studies that the Indian use to cyber, to make fitna on Pakistan using the fake news, using one professor that passed away long time ago. And people trust it, and they using this statement to lobby United Nations and NGOs in United States. This happening. So fake news change people. Fake news, and they use for. That's why I want you guys to read this Surah Al-Alaq, where Allah SWT talk about Al-Qalam, Iqra, and so on. At the same time, He relate to with taqwa. He relates with those who kazib, lies, and He relates to closer to Allah SWT. So for me, Surah Al-Alaq from 1 to the end, it is complete telling us how to use technology, but at the same time to be more right or moral behavior. So this is important. So use the Maqasid Sharia, use the, what you call it, Ahmadi Society and others, of course. I just give you 2 examples. Okay, thank you. Next question, Madia, I think I answered your questions already. I know the line is not stable over there. Okay, other questions?
Right, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My question is more of like, how are we going to get into the standardization and in terms of like the attitude, since you already presented to us the ethics of the investing in internet, that can be manipulative in a way.
Yes.
So, but there's no other way right now, especially for the Philippines, young people, Muslim in the Philippines, was actually lack of materials and access to fellow Muslim scholars.
Okay, thank you, Madin. We cannot expect the Google, Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, all these, because they create this social media for commercial, for money. But we can use this social media to separate, to share the knowledge, to share the wisdom. This is what we are doing now. This is what IIIT are doing now. We have this virtual camp. We are no doubt we use Zoom is a Western technology. No doubt but the content is Islamic content. The content to bring us to right direction. The content is to get Mardatullah, the Allah's light, not human lights. Sometimes, of course, we are human beings. We are also happy when someone like us, someone like our posting. I also make a survey, how many people likes and so on. But this is not ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is get Mardatullah from Allah SWT. So we have to guide. That's why I talk to the young generation like you guys, that you have the future. The future, we have to guide the young generation to because make sure that we are happy in the right way. Make sure we promote the truth, intellectual, and the good deeds, not the bad deeds. Thank you. Next question, maybe from Australia. I can see from Australia or from anybody. Rabia from Myanmar. Any questions? Yes. Any questions? Yeah, Pinky.
Assalamualaikum, sir.
Yeah, Pinky. Questions.
Assalamualaikum, sir. I got this knowledge from your speech about the hardware, software, and we forget to people word and hardware.
Hardware, yeah.
Hardware.
Where?
Yeah.
W-A-R-E.
Yeah, hardware. We forget that. Yeah, so can you explain that?
Okay.
Please.
In computer, I'm studying computer science in the United States and 6 years in the United States and 3 years in the United Kingdom. What we studies over there, they introduced the machine is the hardware. Then without this software, the hardware cannot run the application. Like we have in front of me is computer, but without the Zoom application, we cannot we cannot see each other. So we need software called Zoom. The hardware is the monitor, the keyboard, and so on. But who developed it? Is the people. People, you and me. The computer scientist, the system developer, the Zoom, like I show you the Tristan Harris, the Rosantine, those are developer. And who are using it? Pinky, by Aisha, Rabia, Alfin, all we are using it. But we have to remember, who is influencer? The hardware, Qalbun Salim. Our heart control our brain, our logic, our emotion. That's why we have to control our heart. And the Sirah Rasulullah Rasulullah been operated twice during his childhood and before his Isra Mi'raj to go to heaven to meet Allah SWT, operate their heart. And in the heart, it should be clean. That's why Rasulullah Allah SWT said, He do not look at our face, but He look at our heart. That's why we have to be sincere, ikhlas. And if we make a lot of firewall, for example, but if the heart say he want to hack, he want to crack, he want to do a lot of things, he can do that. So the heart is influence our people and the people that manage to develop the system and the hardware. Thank you. Very good question, Pinky. Next question.
I think we have 5 more minutes, so we can accept only one question. So the last question from participants.
I have one question.
I have one.
How many questions? Wow, there are 3. Short one, Al-Kaiser, Arif, Rabia. Who else?
I have one question.
Okay, Yan. Okay, I think give 4. Ask them all 4 questions, then we just conclude. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Kaiser, your question.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Al Kaiser from the Philippines, and I also took computer science. I am fascinated with your concept in integrating the heart as the core of the ICT. We all know that peopleware is more important than the hardware and software in the information system. But and Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam also encouraged us to filter our heart. Rasulullah said, in saluhat saluha sa'iru jasadi wa in fasadat.
Okay, brother, can you just go to the question because we have three more.
My question is, how are we going to filter the information that we are taking from the social media right
Thank you.
nowadays?
How to filter? Arif Pan?
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Your question, straight to the point.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, please, sir.
Your question.
Hello. Yeah, my question is like, as I read your presentation, like from the slide of we spending more time across social media, and like actually the problem is that we are the victim of fame on social media, and like how do we solve that problem? Like people wants to get about more views and more fame from social media, and from our perspective, how do we solve that problem?
Okay, thank you. Okay, Sister Yan Sume.
Assalamualaikum. In Myanmar, people are teaching their children like using phone is haram, using internet is haram. They're still conservative, especially for girls and ladies. If my parents didn't allow me to use internet, I couldn't have been here. So how can we solve this problem? Because people in Myanmar, Muslims are so conservative. They're still the narrow-minded people.
Yeah. Thank you. And Rabia, you have any questions? No questions? No. Okay. So you have three questions. I answer three of them straight to the point. Okay. First, how to filter. That's why Allah SWT is asked us to check our heart. The hardware is the most important thing. So we have to get closer to Allah SWT. That's why you remember data, information, knowledge, and wisdom. The highest is wisdom. To get closer to Allah. And when you're closer to Allah, you can filter. Your heart always communicate with Allah SWT. When you want to do something bad, then the heart will tell you this is wrong. And Arif Khan, we are not victim. Don't blame victim game. We are one that control ourselves. Okay. We can switch off the computer. We can stop using the mobile phone. But back to the question from Yen Susu Tue, I don't say the computer we shouldn't throw away this mobile phone or this computer, internet, and so on. No, we balance up. Iqra bismi rabbikal ladzi khalaq. Read in the name of Allah, the one who created you. By the way, Yen Susu Tue, back in 70s and 60s, when television started to be introduced in our home in Malaysia, some scholars, some ustad also say television is haram. So it's normal. But you have to, their concerns are genuine because they don't want us to be influenced by bad things. But it's our job, you and me, to come up with the right content, Islamic content. So I hope I answer all these questions. Alfin's worried already. 10:58. Prof Islam is ready to give you a talk on from Islamic economics perspective. Thank you very much, and see you again tomorrow night. And you can reach me by drfauzan@gmail.com. By the way, this book being sell on the Amazon, but I think expensive. But from our IIM bookstore, you can buy from Shopee, SHOPPEE. Shopee is a Malaysian e-commerce